If you exercise every day but your legs still feel weak, this chair can expose the first mistake. Watch the left side. It looks active, but the final few inches are a drop, not a controlled landing. Use a sturdy chair that won't slide, then stop dropping into it. Lower with control until you lightly touch the seat. Do not drop through the final few inches. Use your hands or a higher chair if you need them. Support is not the mistake. Losing control is. The problem is not effort. You may walk every morning, repeat the same chair routine, and still struggle to rise from a low sofa. A familiar routine can keep you busy without giving your legs a new reason to become stronger. And this is only mistake one. The next three are harder to notice: never making the exercise more challenging, letting your arms remove too much of the work, and expecting walking to do every strength job. Mistake number one is rushing through the part your legs most need to control. Most people think only about standing up, but daily life also asks you to lower into a chair, a toilet, a bed, or a car seat without dropping the final few inches. If every repetition ends with a bounce or sudden collapse, you are practicing the exact moment that already feels weak. Sit near the front of a firm chair. Place your feet where you can press through the floor. Lean forward, stand with the amount of hand support you need, then return with control. Do not chase exaggerated slow motion. Make the descent quiet enough that you could pause just before touching the seat. If that is too difficult, raise the seat with a firm cushion or use both hands. A higher supported repetition you can control is the right level for now. The mistake is not making the exercise easier. The mistake is using speed to hide where control disappears. And once you can own the rise and the return, you meet mistake number two. The exercise never becomes more challenging. This is where disciplined people get trapped. They find one routine they can do, repeat it for weeks or months, and assume consistency alone must create new strength. Same chair, same support, same number of repetitions, same effort. Imagine doing 20 chair rises every morning while watching the news. You can finish all 20, talk through them, and repeat the same set tomorrow. It feels productive because you are moving. But the low sofa is still difficult. The stairs still demand both railings. At first, that routine may be exactly what you need. But once you can complete it comfortably and feel you could continue for a long time, consistency alone is no longer progression. Do not throw the routine away. Change one thing. Use slightly less hand support. Remove one firm cushion. Increase the controlled range. Add appropriate resistance. Or add a few clean repetitions. Only one change at a time. You do not need the hardest version. You need a version that makes the final controlled repetitions feel like real work without changing your form. That is the difference between repeating an exercise and training it. But there is a hidden way to remove that challenge before your legs receive it. Mistake number 3 is letting your arms do more than you intended. Listen carefully, because this is where many people become too strict with themselves. Hands are not cheating. Armrests, a counter, a walker, or another stable support can make the exercise possible and safer. That may be exactly what you need today. The mistake is using maximum arm force automatically, even when a little less support would still let you move safely. Watch a chair rise. The hands grip the armrests. The shoulders drive upward. The body launches forward. The legs are still working, but the arms can remove much of the challenge. Do not suddenly throw your hands into the air. Choose your support level before the repetition begins. Try one repetition with your usual support. Then try one with slightly lighter pressure. If the second repetition stays smooth and controlled, you may have found your next training level. If it becomes rushed or unstable, return to the first. Start with both hands if you need them. Then test one hand, or keep both hands down but press more lightly. Move from a full grip to fingertips. You can even let the hands hover over the armrests while keeping them ready. Your legs should do the largest share they can control safely today. No more, no less. The chair stays the same, your feet stay the same. But instead of letting your arms decide the movement, you decide how much help your legs receive. And that brings us to the mistake active people defend most strongly, because it begins with a habit that is genuinely good for you. Mistake number 4 is expecting walking to do every strength job. Walking is not the enemy. Keep walking if it is comfortable and appropriate for you. It supports endurance, confidence, routine, and the ability to stay active. But walking every day does not automatically prepare your legs for every high-effort moment. A familiar walk uses the same stride again and again. Standing from a low chair asks you to lift your body from a deeper position. Climbing a step asks one leg to produce more force. Lowering into a seat asks your legs to control your body as it moves downward. Those are different jobs. This is why someone can walk around the neighborhood every morning and still push hard with both hands to leave the sofa that afternoon. The walk is real exercise. It is simply not a complete strength progression. Walking is not the mistake. Asking walking to do every job is. Keep the walk, then add one direct leg strength task that can become more challenging over time. That task might be a supported chair rise, a controlled sit back, or another appropriate resistance exercise. What matters is that you can see the progression: less support, a slightly lower seat, more controlled range, appropriate resistance, or better repetitions. Your walk keeps you moving. Your strength work gives your legs a reason to become more capable. Now, find the mistake stealing the most from your routine. First, control. Can you lower yourself without dropping the final few inches? Second, challenge. Has the exercise become so familiar that it never asks more of you? Third, support. Are you choosing the amount of hand help you need or using the maximum automatically? Fourth, training job. Is walking the only regular challenge your legs receive? Do not fix all 4 tomorrow. Pick the one that sounds most like your routine. For the next 7 days, keep the exercise familiar and change only that one factor. If control is the problem, use a higher seat and make every landing quiet. If the exercise is too easy, progress one variable. If your arms take over, choose a lighter support level that still feels secure. If walking is your entire plan, keep the walk and add one direct strength task on appropriate days. After each session, ask 3 questions. Did I stay in control? Did the final good repetitions feel like real work? Can I repeat this safely next time? That is a better signal than soreness. Pain is not proof that an exercise worked. Stop for sharp pain or dizziness. And sudden new weakness, especially on one side, is not a training mistake. Get urgent medical help. The goal is not to punish your legs. It is to give them a clear, repeatable reason to adapt. Remember the 4 rules. Control the repetition, progress the challenge, choose your support. Keep walking, but do not ask walking to do every strength job. Start with 1 chair repetition today. Use the support you need and see whether you can own both the rise and the return. Once these 4 mistakes are out of the way, the next question is, which supported movement can rebuild the strength to stand and walk without forcing deep squats? Continue with the Healthy Aging Mastery playlist, your complete guide to staying strong, steady, and independent. This is educational information, not medical advice.